Hello, my name is Andy and I am the Village Idiot. I'm armed with a car and a GoPro and an unhealthy amount of time on my hands. I'm using that time to attempt to visit every civil parish in England. You're watching the Newark and Sherwood series, a district of 84 civil parishes right in the centre of Nottinghamshire. Come with me as we delve into one of them. Hello everybody, welcome back to Newark and Sherwood once again. It's definitely autumnal now. There's plenty of golden brown leaves on trees just like this one right here, and they're falling to the ground. And I quite like the autumn. I'm definitely an autumn kind of person, and it means that I'll probably enjoy this village a lot more. There's a lot to see in this place for it being such a small one, including this house right here, which has got a plaque on the side of it. That is to Kate Greenaway. We'll talk a little bit more about her as we venture around the parish of Rolleston. This Newark and Sherwood video is sponsored by Past Days, a family history blog by June Terrington. You'll find a link in the description. Here's my disclaimer for people who may be watching me for the first time. I say things as I would in my native accent and dialect. As a result, I may not pronounce things in the same way as the locals do. Remember, I'm a visitor. It's impossible to know everything. Leave me a comment, spin me a like, and bash that subscribe button. Let's get to today's parish video. Welcome to Rolleston, a small village within Newark and Sherwood which stands on the River Great, a tributary of the River Trent, a few miles from Southwell. We're only 5 miles southwest of Newark here, and it lies close to the Nottingham and Lincoln railway line, and that's got a station which serves the village. Not too far from that station is Southwell Racecourse, which lies mainly within Rolleston's boundaries. There's also a golf course, an old watermill, and an historic church here. At one time, there was an elm tree with a double trunk near to the village pub. People were able to walk through the trunk and new brides could make a wish. It was thought to bring good luck. Rolleston's most famous resident was, without a doubt, the children's writer and illustrator Kate Greenaway, who, as a young child, lived with the Chappell family on Fiskerton Road. Because of the association with her, Rolleston is often referred to affectionately as the village of Little Kate Greenaway, and a trail was created in her name in 2019. The Chappells died within a month of each other in 1871. They're buried in the churchyard, which Kate herself described as having overgrown grass and large old box tombs. Let's get walking and explore the streets of the village which one of our literary heroes once lived in. Our route begins at number 18 Fiskerton Road. This is where, as a young child, Kate Greenaway once lived in 1846. Greenaway would move away to London, but often returned to Rolleston as a frequent summer visitor. On the gate outside this historic house, you can pick up one of these leaflets, which tells you about the Kate Greenaway Trail. It gives some great information about both her and some of the things around the village which are associated with her. We'll see some of them as we walk around. So what else do we have here? Well, where Fiskerton Road meets Station Road, we find a fragment of a Saxon cross, one of 3 cross fragments found in the village in 1895. Next to that is the Jubilee Garden, which was established in 2002. And here's the old red phone box, which is now used as an information point. It's also the base for the village's defibrillator. It might be a small village, folks, but Rolleston's definitely got it all. So the information centre, it makes sense to leave one of my cards in here on one of these boards. It's a pin board as well, which is a good thing. Always saves my supplies of blue tack. There we go. I am officially in Rolleston. It's funny, when I came through Staithorpe to get to here today, my card is still on the board in Staithorpe, and it's been there for quite a while now, so yeah, that's good to see. Also, I'll just make a mention of this. This video will be out probably long before this cat is hopefully found, but Marley has gone missing. Anybody seen Marley? I meant to say after, not before in that last shot. Hopefully Marley is found. Moving on, the allotment fans are well in today. Off Station Road there are 2 patches of land given over to them, this being the smaller. So to the Church of Holy Trinity next. This has plenty of architectural interest, including some early herringbone masonry in its walls. In Kate Greenaway's time, the church had 4 bells, which were described as mournful and often spoiled her Sunday walk. Most of its tower is 15th century. Its outer walls have been faced with new stone, but the original work of the Normans can still be seen in its lower walling inside. It has a Norman south doorway, which has been rebuilt stone by stone. The church was locked, so we can't see inside this one today. Mind you, there was enough outside it to be of interest. Here on the door, there's a little note which tells us the other churches in the area Rolleston's associated with. So always look up when you come into a churchyard, and the things you see will be amazing. Look at this. These intricate little carvings around the door. Just happened to notice those as I was coming out. And above this, there's a coat of arms. And maybe the Harry Potter fan in me thought that instantly that was the Deathly Hallows symbol, but it's not, obviously. Wonder what that's all about. After exiting the churchyard, we find a board to do with the buildings important to Kate Greenaway. The one highlighted in the red circle here was an old barn, which was converted into a schoolhouse in 1867. It would close in 1959. This white house is the vicarage, and it was built in 1844. Kate knew this as the new vicarage, according to the leaflet I showed you earlier. This used to have a tea rooms called Lucy's, which was forced to close due to a lack of trade. Now we cross the River Greet, and here we find some of Kate Greenaway's illustrations. These are part of the trail, and they're dotted around the village. I found 3 on my route, but there could well have been more. After a short walk, we come to Rolleston Station, and that's the station house you can see in front of you. The station was opened in 1846 and was previously known as Rolleston Junction, as it used to be the junction for the railway line to Southwell and Mansfield. So a familiar railway line, this is the Nottingham to Lincoln line once again. I'll just get over the crossing and then we'll go up onto the platform and have a look at Rolleston Station. Here we go. Not the biggest station in the world, just a single platform on either side, double tracked. So yeah, there you go, Rolleston Station. The station is served by a small number of trains which run to Leicester, Nottingham, Lincoln and Grimsby. When it was known as Rolleston Junction, the station played host to the locally loved Southwell Paddy service. Once over the railway, we're heading into Southwell Racecourse. The racecourse is a thoroughbred horse racing venue, one of only 6 racecourses in the United Kingdom to have an all-weather track, and it's the only one with a fibre sand surface. Southwell applied to change the track surface from fibre sand to tappeta in 2021. National Hunt racing on a turf course also takes place here. The racecourse will always be associated with female jockey Hayley Turner, who grew up locally. In 2007, the Great Yorkshire Chase was held at Southwell whilst Doncaster underwent refurbishment, and Southwell itself was forced to close in 2012 when flooding caused major damage to both the track and the buildings on site. So as well as Southwell Racecourse, you've also got a golf course as well, Southwell Golf Course, just coming around the side of this on this little track, which will take us back towards the village. It's not a far walk out of the village, this, to be honest. It looked a long way on the map, but quite frankly it's not. It surprised me a little bit. So there you go, golf course and the race course all in one go. The track we're on crosses back over the River Greet again, and standing tall where it does is a gorgeous old watermill which once ground flour. The track then crosses the railway line again as we head into an area known as the clay pits. As you cross the clay pits, glance to your left and you'll see a row of trees. Behind those is a field where you'll find the remains of fish ponds and a moat which mark the site of the old manor house, pulled down over a century ago. The Neville family lived there, who were lords of Rolleston from the 13th century. There is still a manor house here. You're looking at it now. Rolleston Manor is a Grade 2 listed building, and the Cullens lived here in the 1800s. Now we hit Staythorpe Road, and this open green space is known as the Kate Greenaway Garden. This was created in 2021 by the parish council to highlight her significance to the village. There's some more illustrations here too. Okay, so the rest of the route takes us back towards Staythorpe, and then there's a path which will take us down to the village hall, and that's my finishing point. Next up we have the Dapper Spaniel. A great name for a pub, that. The Dapper Spaniel. It's a gastro pub. The Dapper Spaniel used to be called the Crown Inn. In fact, some maps still show it to be called its former name. In 1846 it was run by the Olive family, and it was part of the Manors estate. Its front room was used as a Sunday school at that time. On Staythorpe Road we find a bus stop or two. Rolleston is only served by one bus, and that's the number 28 between Mansfield and Newark, although it does continue on to Farndon at certain times of the day. The rest of Staythorpe Road is generally residential, including a street off it named Greenaway. No prizes for guessing why that is so named. This footpath at the top of the village will take us to Greenaway, where we'll find the village hall. Around the back of the village hall is Rolleston Play Area, which is split into two sections. As much as the adventure trails were tempting, I have to disappoint you today. I opted not to go for them this time around. Okay, so that's brought us to the village hall, which is this building here. I can cut through from the park into the village hall. Here we go. Here we are. Nice big village hall, don't you agree? Okay, I'm going to make my way around this and then back to the car, because that, my friends, is Rolleston in all its glory, which means you guys need today's picture bit next. Okay, and you find me back where I began, at Kate Greenaway's house. And that's Rolleston in all its glory, like I said earlier. And my next one is literally just a few miles away down this road here, out of Rolleston and head towards the Trent. I'm sure you people who know Newark and Sherwood know what that one is going to be. I've been Andy, also known as the Village Idiot. This has been the parish of Rolleston, and I'm out.